Hello everyone, let's start section 4. In the following, I will introduce some channels for Chinese domestic investor investing in international capital market, the outward indirect investment. What is QD? QD is short for Qualified Domestic Institutional Investor. That is, an institutional investor that has met certain qualifications to invest in securities outside of their own home country. Institutional investor can be organizations or groups of investors that have a significant amount of money available to invest. QD program enable large domestic investors to invest in securities in foreign market. Examples of institutional investors that might seek to become a QD including insurance company, banks, funds, and investment company. QD in China are domestic Chinese institutional investors that have obtained approval from regulators to invest in offshore securities and bonds under a scheme first launched in 2006 and overseen by the Chinese Security Regulatory Commission, CSRC, and the China Banking and Insurance Regulatory Commission, CBIRC. As of September 23, 2020, China was host to 157 QDs that have obtained approval for investment quotas. Similar programs, including QDLP for Qualified Domestic Limited Partnerships and QDIE, Qualified Domestic Investment Enterprises. To speed up the process of globalization, China set up Free Trade Pilot Zones, FTZ, in its territory to promote self-opening. The Shanghai Free Trade Pilot Zone was established on September 29, 2013, followed by a number of pilot initiatives for reform and opening up, with the FTZ pilot expanding to Guangdong, Fujian, and Tianjin at the end of 2014. Some of the pilot measures in Shanghai FTZ have been extended not only in other FTZs, but also throughout of the country. China's level of opening up to the outside world has been further improved. FTZ is an important area to promote the opening up of China's financial market. Shanghai, Tianjin, Guangzhou, Fujian Free Trade Pilot Zone has new policies on cross-border RMB usage and other supporting financial opening policy. In February 2014, the central bank simplified process of cross-border usage of RMB under direct investment in the pilot zone and made detailed regulations on RMB foreign borrowing, two-way RMB pools, cross-border RMB centralized collection and payment, and the individual cross-border RMB business. On December 11, 2015, the financial reform programs of FTZ in Tianjin, Guangzhou, and Fujian was launched to promote cross-border trade and investment facilitation and support economic development on the basis of the experience of the free trade count operation of the Shanghai FTZ. Tianjin, Guangzhou, and Fujian free trade pilot zones allowed that the qualified domestic institutions may independently carry out cross-border investment and financing activities within the limits, freely sell foreign exchanges within the limits, and may apply for Internet payment business license. Since its creation in 2013, the Shanghai Free Trade Zone has acted as a testing ground for economic policies and played a key role in the internationalization of the RMB. The FTZ aims to cut red tape and facilitate foreign investment through simplified cross-border transaction procedures, improved RMB convertibility, and preferential interest rate. The new free trade FT account was unveiled in May 2014 by the People's Bank of China. The features of the FT account include must be opened at a financial institutions established inside the FTZ, allows both RMB and foreign currency transactions. Funds in the FT can be freely transferred between other FT accounts, offshore accounts, and onshore non-resident accounts. However, the transaction between FT accounts and onshore accounts are regarded as cross-border transactions. Since 2017, funds in an FT account can be converted into RMB without prior approval from the State Administration of Foreign Exchange. For Chinese investors, Stock Connect provides a new level of access to the international stock market. Compared with the rest of the world, Chinese portfolios are heavily skewed towards real estate and cash, making them riskier and less efficient. Stock Connect gives investors the opportunity to better diversify their assets and currency exposure. In May 1, 2020, the southbound daily quota from mainland Chinese investors to Hong Kong Stock Exchange increased from 10.5 billion yuan to 42 billion yuan. Okay, that's the end of section 4. Thanks.